Welcome to Average Joe's Pool. Today we're continuing our series of pool chalk reviews with a full review of lava. Let's take a look. Now it's quite hard to get information on the lava chalk, particularly where it's made or who makes it. But it does have one unique selling point, and that is that this stuff is apparently made from crushed volcanic rock. So this is made from what literally would have once been lava. And so the theory is that at some point in the rock's life, this stuff would have been running around at over 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And some might well call that hot stuff, but is this stuff actually any good? Well, it's definitely unusual. Just by physically looking at it, you can tell that it is a little bit different. The chalk does have quite a rough look to it. And it's worth noting that this lava chalk does come in two colours. We have the blue that we have here, and it does also come in a rust red. And with regards to pricing, these come in a pack of 2, and you can purchase these on Amazon for around $11 for the pair. And of course on Amazon you will also get free shipping if you are a Prime member. However, if you do shop around, you can actually find these quite a lot cheaper. On some of the dedicated pool suppliers online, we've seen these as low as $6 for a pair. But of course there might be a minimum order limit before you get free shipping, so you'd have to balance out what works for you. So taking the average of those two prices, we're going to say that the typical price for this chalk is around $4 per cube. So next we've got some technical tests to run this chalk through to see if magma rock actually makes a decent pool chalk. So here at Average Joe's we do test a lot of different brands of chalk. So to help us do that, we have a standard set of equipment that we use and also a standard set of tests. And if you want any more details on the equipment that we use or the test that we perform, please be sure to check out our chalk off video where we compare lots of different brands of chalk all in one video. And in our chalk off videos we go into more detail on what the particular tests entail and the equipment that we use. So for our lava chalk, during the initial chalking we noticed that it does go on fairly thinly, and you do have to work the chalk a little bit to get a solid and even coat. It does feel quite rough to the tip during chalking, and you can definitely feel it grabbing strongly against the tip during application. But overall it's not unpleasant to apply and it feels quite clean to the hand. So lava chalk scores a very decent 3.5 stars for application.
In that outfit.
This is a leisure suit.
For test number 2, we'll be testing to see how many draw shots can be performed without rechalking, and always ensuring that we're hitting our cue ball with the same point on our tip. And this test gets repeated for a minimum of 3 sets to ensure we get a fair overall average. And a great point of reference here is the pretty much industry standard Master Chalk, which scored an average of 4 draw shots without rechalking. And the lava came in with a superb performance, scoring 6, 8 and 6 shots across its 3 sets, which gives us an overall average of 6.67 shots. This is an excellent result, and interestingly lava has scored an identical overall score to the much more expensive Teon V10. And looking at our tip after the miscue, you can see that we have a very definite and completely bald spot. Very similar to what we'd expect to see from chalks such as Master. So overall we have a fantastic result for lava chalk, which scores it a very well deserved 4 stars for miscue limit. Moving on to our third test, let's take a look at chalk retention. And during this test we'll strike the cue ball 10 times with a firm stroke, and then an additional set with 10 hard strokes. And we'll be looking to see how much chalk is lost from our tip and also how much chalk we have clinging to the cue ball. And for this test the tip will be lightly rechalked between shots. And after our first set of 10 firm shots we can see that we have very little chalk around our strike zone, which is great. So let's see how our cue ball has fared. And as we can see we do have a very clean cue ball indeed. There are 2 faintly visible chalk remnants from our 10 shots, but again it's a great result. So let's repeat this test, this time with 10 hard shots. And once again around our strike zone we are only seeing the very lightest of dust particles remaining. But what about the cue ball? Well, once again, our cue ball is near immaculately clean. We do have a couple of extremely faint chalk marks, but this is a really outstanding result. So far, Lava Chalk has surprised us with its solid performance, and this is no exception. It's definitely up there with some of the cleanest chalks we've seen. So we'll score Lava Chalk with a rock solid 4 out of 5 stars for chalk retention. For test number 4, it's something that players often complain about, but also seems to be a factor that's very rarely actually tested for. So let's jump into cleanliness. And throughout the entire testing process, all of the chalking of the cue has been done over a piece of plain white paper. And this is going to tell us precisely how clean or dirty our chalk actually is. And the lava chalk has performed fairly well. We do have quite a few medium-sized particles, and it's messier than we expected to see after seeing how clean this chalk was during the chalk retention test. But what we're seeing here is pretty much average and compares well to the likes of Master Chalk. So we'll award Lava with a respectable 3 stars out of 5 for cleanliness.
Alec?
And so for our final test, how much bang are we actually getting for our buck? Well, with a typical price per cube being around the $5 mark, we're several times cheaper than some of the top tier chalks such as Taeon V10 and Kamui Roku. And Lava Chalk has performed extremely well across our tests, especially for the Miscue limit and chalk retention tests. It's definitely a very solid chalk and punching well above its weight category. So that makes Lava Chalk a great option and with a sensible price tag. So it gets scored a very solid 4 out of 5 stars for value for money. And finally, we'll now take all of our scores from across all of the test categories to give us an overall average, also known as our Average Joe's rating. And our Lava Chalk crosses the line with a very hearty 3.7 stars. This is definitely one of the best chalks out there in this price bracket, and will even give much more expensive chalks a good run for their money. Lava Chalk is definitely the real deal. So thank you very much for watching our Lava Chalk review video, and please do remember we will be adding Amazon links for this chalk into the video description below. So if you do end up buying some of this, please help to support us and be sure to use those links. And also, before you leave us and go and check out a different video on YouTube, take 1 second out of your busy schedule. If you would, hit that like button. It really does help us out. And at the same time, why not also hit that subscribe button? We've got loads more great content on our YouTube channel already there waiting for you to check out, and loads more to come. So, for those about to rock, we salute you.
Okay, guys. Let's go.